How do I get better at art? It's one of my most asked questions, and I think looking back at my old portraits, I think I've gotten quite better. So I would love to share some of the things I've done in the past almost 4 years now that have helped me get a bit better at my art. When I first started painting, I was experimenting a lot of mediums, a lot of different subject matter, a lot of different styles. I didn't really know what kind of art I wanted to do, what kind of storytelling I wanted to do. So I encourage you to do that first on your own before you go ahead and invest a lot of time and possibly money to bring yourself to the next level. These are in no particular order. So number one is learning from others. There are so many different ways you can do that. One way is YouTube, and that's free, so that we love that. There are so many good videos there on YouTube. A lot of it built my foundation of colors, and I know that that's a really big one for people as well. For drawing and values, there are so many good free educational videos out there that I think can really jumpstart you in the beginning to get you pretty far. Another way to learn from others is joining people's Patreon. So like I said in the beginning, if you have a pretty clear idea of where you want to go with your art and you have artists that you really admire, if they have a Patreon account, I would highly recommend you joining that. A lot of the time they have inexpensive tiers for maybe $5 or $10 a month where you can join their membership. And the pattern that I'm seeing is that their most inexpensive tier, the artist will usually share some tutorial videos, full process videos, and I think that's so incredibly cheap to see something like that, especially from an artist that you admire. A lot of the times I will do the tutorial alongside the video. It's kind of like doing a master copy, but watching the master do it and doing it alongside with them. So I think that is a really inexpensive way to learn from somebody else and get a lot out of it. Another great way is to attend workshops. So as you guys know, I recently went to an amazing workshop in Italy by Jimena, and I learned so much. There's obviously a difference when you're with the artist and they're looking at your work and able to help you right there on the spot versus just watching a video that isn't for you specifically. So having the opportunity to do something like that can be really beneficial to your work. I think that at some point where you feel like you're plateauing, a good thing to do is find someone to critique your work. The next thing on the list is joining the community, being social. So I know that being an artist a lot of the time can feel kind of lonely. You're in your studio, you're painting for hours on end, and you're constantly creating things, developing ideas on your own. But I think joining the community and hearing everybody's experiences and thoughts and perspectives can really change you. It's very inspiring to be in that kind of environment. So the way you can do that is, like I mentioned before, Patreon. A lot of artists will also have Discord chats. So you can join the Discord and you'll have all these other artists that are part of this Patreon page, and you can all talk about art, and you can even send your pictures there, and sometimes people will kind of give you helpful advice. So that's also another way to get a critique in a more inexpensive way. So there's always little ways that you can kind of get around to find people who can help you out. A more active way of joining the community is attending any local exhibitions around you that you're seeing a lot of artists go to, if that's accessible to you. Last year, I went to an exhibition at the Samangandi Club, and what's funny is that I bumped into Luis Alvarez there, and fast forward to now, we stayed in communication, we became friends, we have gone to the Met many times now and spoken about art and really analyzed the paintings. I even had the opportunity to go to his studio and paint, so he was able to kind of look over my shoulder, see how I'm painting, how my process looks, and he was able to give me so many good pointers, some things that I should probably unlearn because, like you guys know, I don't have any prior educational teachings or anything like that. So there were some habits that I was doing that I didn't even know that I was doing. Leaving that session, I took away so many good pointers. I walked out with a whole new set of tools, and I've been applying them ever since with all my paintings. So you really never know who you'll bump into at a show or an event that you might go to if you don't go. Another in-person suggestion that I would give to you is to attend any live classes in your area if that's possible. I'm really lucky to live in New York City, so I have a lot of options available to me. But one of my favorites, in case you're in the area, is to go to Slew's Studio. He offers inexpensive live drawing and painting classes, and I think that's one of the best ways that you can learn. So even though someone isn't teaching you directly, you're in a room filled with people painting and drawing, something that you love to do, and you can definitely speak to these people, learn from them, and the more you attend classes like this, the more you'll learn. Second to last thing on the list is books. I will list a couple of books here that I have that I look through. Some of them are more educational, and then others are more so books filled with paintings by masters. So I like to look at that many times for inspiration, for reference, for guidance. A master that I wish I could have learned under is Richard Schmidt. So having his book is just such a treasure because he really laid out everything there for you. I still haven't finished it. I go to chapters when I'm struggling in a certain thing, and it's always helped me so much. I would highly recommend getting into books that really focus on what you're needing help with. And because I mentioned the books with the master paintings, I would also suggest studying the masters. So if you have any old masters that you absolutely love and inspire your work today, I would copy those paintings. I can't tell you how many master copies I have done. If you don't follow me, they're all Sargent master copies. They're all portrait paintings. I've done a couple of other artist master copies, but Sargent is definitely one of my idols, and copying the portraits that he's done has really helped me out. You have no idea how much it can help you until you do the master copies, so add that to your list because it's a good one. And the last thing on the list is everything that kind of seems obvious but is the hardest thing to do, which is patience, perseverance, hard work, discipline, and practice. This is your key. You can't keep learning if you don't have the patience, if you don't have an open mind to learn. It won't work. And if you don't practice the things you're learning, you're not gonna know how to apply them. So what I would recommend is to just never give up. If you're frustrated because you can't figure something out, that shouldn't be the reason why you want to give up. Find help. Don't be afraid to seek for help. There are so many resources out there, like the ones I've mentioned in this video, to really help you go further in your art. But it all starts with you in your studio. Art is a really difficult field, and if you don't have the courage to kind of go for it and really push and really do your best, it's going to be really hard to get far. If I can do it, you can do it. I just want to let you know that when you are going through a really tough time, just don't give up. It happens to everyone, and that's the only reason why we have masters. Because this is so difficult, you have to keep going, you have to keep pushing, really have that perseverance to get to where you want to go. I really hope that some of these tips resonated with you, because I know how difficult it can be in the very beginning, and especially even a little bit down the road where you start to feel like you're plateauing. These are the things that I'm doing today to get better and to take that step forward and see a change. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments what you do to improve your art. I would really love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you here very soon.